Hello and welcome, my toxic sludge grasshoppers, to Super Jambombo's Extreme Chimps. Chimps. This doesn't look like a chimp's amount of money. It looks like you're cheating, Chris. Well, okay. We got to talk about some stuff. We're going to talk about it throughout the day today, but just let's get started in here by building a random village, putting it right here, and buying radar scanner. Then we're going to buy a boomerang and just talk about how boomerangs are going to be the only tower that we build today in their entirety. Block out the village. If you guys are not aware, boomerangs are one of my favorite towers in the game. I love them. I think they're not necessarily the best tower, but they're definitely one of the most interesting towers in the game. They've got a ton of popping power for the price that you pay. I mean, just a faster range boomerang with longer range and red hot rings can go through 2 layers of balloons with the red hot rings, can pop those lead balloons, can pop those camo balloons, and actually does destroy a lot of stuff here. The only real weakness to us is technically our pierce, but we have enough pierce to get through most of the balloons in this game. It's kind of ridiculous how good this cheap-ish tower is to start off the game. Just often overlooked. Of course, a little bit tricky to use. When you don't have a straight line to shoot down, or when you don't automatically hit things, relying on you to actually hit the balloons in a hooking manner can be a little bit tricky. But if you position them right, that can make it even better, because when we're chasing this way, we're going to shoot down this nice hooky action right here. We're chasing over here, we're going to shoot down this area as well. And even when we're shooting over here, we're going to shoot down this straight line and hook over here, and we can even reach over here and hook in this general area. So the amount of hookage going on is just absurd. Usually you want to put your hookers on the corners, but not always. Not always. In this situation, we're going to put them in this nice little hooker zone right here. And we're going to go straight into our Bionic Boomerang. This is another one of those towers that I just often overlook as a good tower in this game. I think it's like one of those things where it's so cheap that you're like not expecting it to be good. You have to save up for something bigger or better, but there's really nothing wrong with this tower at all. Just powerhouse kind of through and through. Plus, we need to start thinking about long-term gameplay. When you're playing on Chimps mode, we got 80 more rounds to go, so we have to think about what are things going to be like around 97, 98, 99, and 100. We cannot just rely on the wrong upgrade paths or something. So I think Bionic Boomerang with red hot rings makes the most sense for us because it's going to give us that DDT popping power. Okay. Now, the first camo balloon just came out. We gotta talk about this. Now, this is my new series, so I'm thinking about making this a series as long as you guys are enjoying the content. But the reason why the cam detection is so weird is because boomerangs don't really have cam detection. I mean, technically, they can get it as a Glaive Lord, and technically, they can get it as a turbocharge with monkey knowledge. But other than that, there is no early game cam detection at all. I mean, there's just nothing you can actually afford by round 24 as a boomerang to get this going. So I was thinking about different ways that I could make this fair, make this reasonable way to play this game by giving myself cam detection. And I went through, honestly, probably like 5 or 6 iterations. In fact, I even made this video. I started this video off 5 or 6 times, and I just kept saying, no, I don't want that to be in here. I want to make this a little bit different. I started off by building a spike factory and saying, let's build a spike factory and just have him be my camera detection for a while. And I was like, feels kind of cheaterish. And I was like, you know what? Let's give ourselves, let's just, you know what? Try to do it with a village. And I realized that it costs about 75–80% of our total allotment of money by the time we get to round 24. By round 24, we only make about $5,000. And a village is going to cost $12.95. Plus 270, about $1,500, plus 2160. So we're looking at about $3,500 out of our $5,000 total. That's a lot of money. We only get $1,500 to defend rounds 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. That's not much money at all and just isn't feasible for not only the boomerang, but almost any tower, realistically. Popping all those rounds with that little bit of money is just ridiculous. Then, of course, we're doing a HEROLESS run. And I was like, well, maybe we can, like, sneak our way into this by doing some sort of Etienne play, but Etienne only in the back, baby. And I realized pretty quickly that that just wasn't gonna work. Well, do you like ponies? Because if you do, you should definitely not use SJB's career support code, because he's not a huge fan of. He doesn't hate ponies, but he's not like a huge fan. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate animals. I'm not a pony hater. But if you guys want to, you know, just use the code, whether you like ponies or not. It just makes no sense. It's a hero-less run with a hero, and then he accidentally gets UCAVs and stuff later on once he reaches level 20. It feels so wrong. So instead of all of that, instead of doing all the ridiculousness, I've decided to give myself one tower. And not only that, I gave it to myself for free. I get a free camo detection village for the rest of the game, but I cannot upgrade it. So I should mention that this does technically give me a bit of range. When you put a boomerang inside of the range of a village, you can see, or any tower really, when you get it inside of the range of the village, you can see the small range buff. So that is something that we are going to take advantage of. Not because that we like really want that range buff, but because we can't take it away. We can't just give ourselves a camo detection village without first being inside of the range of a village and getting that extra range buff. So anyways, that's our plan. Next up, we got to get Moab popping power. So Moab press is definitely the way to go. We're also going to just go for the turbocharge. I don't think we're going to need it, but I want the Moab press, and then honestly, I can go any which upgrade for this thing. I think I'm going to go for the Glaives. I think this might be slightly more effective long-term. When the balloons start to like really overwhelm us here, I think the Glaives might go through enough balloons here that it'll actually help us out. Check this out. Round 40, a Moab press doing a ridiculous amount of damage here. Let's get it once. Oh, and we pop it already. We got a bunch of balloons inside. Actually, kind of a lot of balloons. But without any turbocharge action, we still take it down. All right. So boomerangs, they're solid. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. Just get a couple decent upgrades here. We can save up tons of money. In fact, we might be able to save up for a 5th tier pretty soon. Before I get there, we got to talk about the other 4th tier boomerang. So, I've got a turbocharge, which is a ridiculously strong ability. Incredibly fast for 10 seconds. Check out the amount of pop power we get out of this. I mean, there's not that many rounds that'll actually like overwhelm you when you have a turbocharge happening. We've got the Moab popping power. And also a decent amount of balloon popping power. But then we need to get the other guy. So this is a more Glaives, which honestly is probably, even though it seems weird, I'm going to call it the weakest of the 3 4th tier boomerangs. I don't know why. He is what he is. He's pretty decent at popping balloons, but that's kind of it. And I don't know. I just feel like he's a little bit off. He can miss a little bit if the balloons are spaced too far. He doesn't do his job anymore. On rounds like 49, he's going to do fantastic. Around 63, he's going to help us out a lot. But generally, he's just kind of like a meh. I guess I have to get him. I'll get him. Now, because lead balloons are still going to be an issue long-term, still going to have to go red hot ranks here. That will basically almost double our total output of damage, which is awesome. But we definitely have to keep that in mind while we're playing this game. And now we have 3 4th tier boomerangs on the screen. And we have $10,000 saved up already. So what are we going to do with all this delicious money? Well, we got to think about what kind of 5th tiers we want to go for. And the most expensive is the Moab Dom at $54,000. If at all possible, if you can save up for the most expensive, you do it. The next most expensive is the Permacharge at $40,000-ish. Also quite powerful, very good, but I don't know if we're going to be able to save up that amount of money either. But then we got the Glaive Lord. And the thing is, the Glaive Lord is actually the most effective, in my opinion, on this map in particular, because we got a nice location right in the middle of the map where our Glaives are just going to rotate around. And I hope that that is going to be possible to afford here. It's only $10,000 away for round 63. Even on round 63 would be totally fine by me. But let's kind of like wait it out and see if this is going to get us through the hard part. All right, check it out. Before round 60, Glaive Lord money, $31,750. Dang, dude. That's pretty legit right there. Now, the Glaive Lord is actually quite powerful. His regular shots get more powerful. We can actually snipe through ceramics down into red balloons. That's a lot of layers to get through. And then that's not even including the glaives that are going to be revolving around him here. Can we move them backwards? No. Can we? No. No. Whoa! Oh, look at them activate, man. Look at that speed! I don't think the handedness matters for the Glaive Lord here. But I do wish that they would allow us to swap these glaives around. At some point. So just check out the Moabs. I mean, we do have Moab Press, but he's not really doing the damage. It is the Glaive Lord killing Moabs, reinforced Moabs without any issues whatsoever. And now we get round 63. Oh, it's almost hilarious. This was all easily affordable, and we got $7 grand left over. When you look at boomerangs, you can really see like the true power of them. The combo, the squad is really where it's at. You got a little bit of everything. the balloon popper, the Moab popper, and the kind of in-betweener. It's kind of a little bit in between. You also have an ability that just kind of like makes you super powerful for a little while. It just kind of works. So believe it or not, I think that we are so good right now. After round 65, we're going to be all the way, we're going to get all the way to around 80 without any issues whatsoever. And by that point, we're going to see how much money we have saved up. Oh, let's get the money flowing, my friends. Okay, BFBs, let's just check them out real quick. Moabs, melted. We're not even getting to the village right now. That's awesome. Also, I just wanted to mention really quickly that this does officially give us cam detection. So if we were able to make it to around 60, just round 59 or round 60, without any other cam, technically this would be enough for us. I mean, probably all the way through to DDTs, maybe. There's no, like, regular camo balloon that would sneak through a Glaive Lord, which is kind of interesting. So we officially made it to round 79. We got a Zoma God coming up, and at this point, I'm still not that afraid, to be completely honest. But we are kind of, like, in a weird position right now. I mean, it's not always possible to go straight into a 5th tier, jump into a 5th tier, and then get all 3 5th tiers on the board at the exact same time, and have that be your only towers. Only cough. But we're able to do it with boomerangs. They're just freaking good, dude. Now, this is an easier map, but not the easiest map in the game either. And there's a lot of other easier maps. In fact, there's even a few intermediate maps that might be considered easier than this one, just because the length is a little on the low side. You just kind of have a lot of loop-de-loops, which makes it a little bit better for specific towers. Coughity cough. And I was thinking, you know what? Do we go permacharge or do we go big? And if we got the money, we go big. We go Moab Dom. And it seems like at this point, still no major issues. We're going to go straight to a Moab Dom. And then we've got the 2 combos here, which are already fan-freaking-tastic, dude. We got our Balloon Popper, and now we got the Moab Popper. So I'm going to leave this guy on strong. I don't think it actually matters much. But I still want him to be able to just target the Moabs as much as he possibly can. And then if anybody else is going to, you know, be popping balloons, it's got to be Glaive Lord, right? Hopefully. But I'm a little worried that if the balloons do end up getting a little bit further on the map, then Glaive Lord, he's not going to be able to clean things up over here. They're just going to slurp right through. And this guy being able to reach super ceramics near the back of the map is not going to work. So we have to hope that the next guy comes into play. The permacharge. The permacharge has to be my cleanup. I'm going to pop all the Moabs, pop most of the balloons, have permacharge kind of just do everything else. Pop a little bit of DDTs, a little bit of balloons, and a little bit of Moab pop and power. And that could be one of the easiest no-hero chimp runs ever. Just 3 5th-tier boomerangs. The squad! I'm hoping, at least. I'm hoping. So, don't forget that this guy's also moving the Moabs backwards as well. And he's not just hitting one of them, he's hitting many of them. So you get, I don't want to say, like, unlimited stallage, but pretty gosh darn close. Like, there's not going to be a lot of reinforced oh my gods that are going to, like, tank this for a long time and, like, get further on the map. I mean, they only, made it 10-15% of the total length of the map here before the Oh My God layer itself has popped already. All right, we got $22,000 saved up at this point. It's not enough for my permacharge, but it is what it is. Now, after the permacharge, though, this is actually a very interesting question. What do we build then? Now, we've got the 3 towers to pick from that we talked about earlier. We can go for just a balloon popper. Yeah, probably not the best idea. We can go for just total hittage. We want to get a lot of pierce out of those super ceramics, so just knocking down that super ceramic layer might be important. Or we can say, let's keep the Moabs near the front of the map. If you keep the Moabs near the front of the map, then everybody else will just pop the balloons by the time they get anywhere else. That's also a decent idea. But to be honest with you guys, I think what I want to do is I want to try to push this a little bit. I want to just build just the permacharge and see if we can just beat chimps with 3 5th-tier towers, and that's it. Honestly, kind of exciting, right? At least I think it's kind of exciting. Showing off the power of the boomerang. Now, boomerangs are my favorite tower, but a lot of people don't know the reason why. A lot of people think it's because they're good on BTDs. Okay, not bad, not bad. It was a little scary, though. A lot of people think it's because they're, like, the coolest or the best for some reason. But that's not exactly true. At least not on BTD6, and believe it or not in BTD battles, and not in Bloons Monkey City. It actually goes back further than that, before BTD5. Yeah, back in the day, I used to play BTD4. In fact, that's kind of like the first game that I actually played on my YouTube channel, was BTD4. And I used to play Apocalypse I think it was actually called Apocalypse back in the day, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I'm wrong. Can't believe the creativity took a while to come out, but again, maybe I'm wrong. But the reason why it was so important is because one of the only ways to do a good start on Apocalypse was to build not just one, not just two, but sometimes 3 or 4 boomerangs and do something like this and then put them on last and have them shoot straight lines with their last function. Some of the hardest maps in the game, the expert maps, that was the only way you could do it. And that's why boomerangs kind of like became my favorite tower, because they were the best starting tower, they were decent in the mid game, and then they were also not that bad in the late game with the lightsaber frickin' monkeys. Those things were frickin' cool. Except I don't think they're lightsaber monkeys anymore. I think Ninja Kiwi got in trouble with copyright for that. They had to like change it to like light sword or something silly. All right, what are the biggest balloon levels in the game? We got to talk about round 98, round 99, and 100. We've got the balloons coming out right now. We got $25,000 saved up, so if we need something else, we can like try to make it happen, but it does not look like it's necessary at all. Glaive Lord, oh my god. I'm actually really curious by the end of the game here, see who's going to have the most pops. All right, we're going to try to save the permacharge, but the balloons are going to go a little bit further, but still not a dangerous amount of further. Ridiculous. All right, we're just going to use it. I don't want to die to DDTs, and we'll get this back for around 100 anyways, so permacharge keeps us in the game, and now we got to pop a bad, though. Whew. All right, so Glaive Lord, not that good against the bad. Not horrible, but not that good against the bad. Moab Dom, pretty good against the bad, but not fantastic. And you can see we're doing thousands of damage, but it's taking a while. You know, I mean, it just takes a little bit. But this guy, not that bad for consistency. I mean, I think he's actually doing more damage than the Moab Dom, which seems kind of weird, at least a little bit. And that was before we use our permacharge ability. So the bad layer is the hard part. Oh, we melt through the bad layer. We get through the DDTs. We got 2 last little balloons to take down. Just some Zoomer Girds. They're in range of the Glaive Lord, and that means we will easily take down Chimps without any heroes whatsoever. That was kind of easy, actually. Kind of impressed. So, let's look at the pop count. If you guys had to guess, we kind of already like gave it away, but if you had to guess who got the most pops, almost 1 million for the Glaive Lord. So that's about half. He's got to be the highest. Moab Dom came a little later, and he's got 850. So the increased amount of money seems like it's definitely worth it to get the Moab Dom. He pops the Moabs. He actually got a lot of popping power overall, and we got him a little bit later, so that kind of like makes sense. And then, unfortunately, Hubert, we got him pretty late. All right, admittedly, we got him kind of late, but still only 232. I feel like it should probably be a little bit higher, but again, he's more consistent with his popping power. He doesn't really miss at all. He hits things and he just does it. So yeah, there it is. Boomerangs. HEROLESS. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.